and I just eat in school or something. So I thought they were putting stuff like, black magic stuff, powder. Yeah, because I did see it a few times. Because they believe really strongly in all this good magic and bad magic and how powerful it is and how it can turn people around, like it can basically control people. I didn't believe in these things, but I was so confused and so messed up in my mind that I thought, yeah, it's probably working on me. And there was a time when I just thought, I went like kind of crazy because I don't know, I don't believe in black magic and all this stuff, but there was a time when at night I'd look in the mirror and I think I'd see two people. I think I started hallucinating because I thought when I looked at myself, it wasn't me, and I felt like there were two of me in my head and I was talking to myself, like arguing. But I got really scared, so I went to this guy and he told me that, if you think there's something in the food, then just blow on it twice. And I don't really think they're trying to hurt me or harm me. I just don't think they understand me or where I come from, like in terms of my ideas and my beliefs. I think they're trying their best and I'm trying my best, and I just hope things would work out later.
I think my generation had a lot of conflict. I was one of the, I would say, the lucky ones to have understanding parents, in the sense, okay, they let me have an education, they let me do what I wanted, in the sense like, they let me grow as a person. At one stage of my life, I wanted to be a naturalist, so I wanted to go live in the jungles, which I did. I had to fight for it. And there were many people telling them, don't send her. That's not the place for a girl to be. But I convinced them, because of my interest in that subject, they were convinced that I wouldn't go wrong. And thankfully, I didn't, It was the education they had. They had, my father went to a Jesuit school and my mother went to a convent. I don't know.
So maybe it was education?
It was education, definitely education. And exposure, they had a lot of exposure. They had traveled to the West. It's a rapidly evolving society if you look at Nepalese society. The whole Maoist movement, whatever it is, it's indoctrination or whatever you may want to call it. But they have, it's all 20s, kids in their teens and their 20s. So their whole thinking has changed. They have gone against a whole generation of, traditional ideas maybe in certain things, like for girls to become militias, for girls to take up arms. Most of the women who joined the Maoists joined them because of the sense of power, I feel, and sense of revenge. I don't know how much they've understood about the Maoist ideology or, anything, the communist ideology. I don't know whether they've understood what they're doing, but for them it was, okay, now nobody can touch me. Now nobody can exploit me. So, things have changed. They're changing very rapidly in Nepal, and because we've had a lot of conflict, and maybe this was needed in a way, that we needed to evolve beyond that conservative thinking.
जनमुक्ति सेनामा 2059 साल फागुन 29 म जनमुक्ति सेनामा बन्दुक बोकेर किन भर्ती भएको छु भन्दाखेरि मैले पहिला पनि भनिसके जसरी महिलाहरूमाथि यो सामन्तवादी राज्य सत्ताले जुन प्रकारको क्रूर व्यवहारहरू गर्दै आइराखेको छ अर्को कुरा हाम्रो देशमा भएको जुन प्रकारको अन्याय अत्याचार शोषण दमन उत्पीडन छ त्यसको विरुद्धमा हामीले बन्दुक बोकेका छौं जस्तै महिलाहरूमाथि भएको राजनैतिक आर्थिक सामाजिक सांस्कृतिक जुन प्रकारका व्यवहारहरू समान छैनन् त्यसको पूर्ण मुक्तिको निमित्त हाम्रो अधिकारमाथि समान अधिकारको निमित्त पुरुष सरह समान अधिकार हुनुपर्छ र अर्को कुरा जसरी यो बन्दुकको नालले टिकेको सामन्तवादी राज्य सत्तालाई बन्दुकको नालले नै ध्वस्त बनाउनुपर्छ भन्ने मान्यताका साथ हामी जनमुक्ति सेनाको सदस्य भएर जनमुक्ति सेनामा कार्यरत छौँ। हामी लडाइँका मोर्चामा हामीले हेऱ्यौँ भने पुरुषहरूसँगै हाम्रा महिला कमरेडहरू पनि आफ्नो बहादुरीता प्रदर्शन गर्दै आफ्नो दृढता त्यहाँ कायम गर्दै त्यहाँ दुश्मनका ठुला क्याम्पहरू ध्वस्त बनाउन खरानी बनाउन दृढतापूर्वक लागि पर्नु भएको छ। महिलाहरूको कुनै पनि विश्वास गरिन्थेन होइन, कुनै पनि काम गर्दाखेरि महिलाहरूको कुनै पनि विश्वास गरिन्थेन, त्यो विश्वास दिलाउन हामी सफल भएका छौँ।
I think it's been more difficult for the conservative classes to accept that change. Whereas I mean, I'm talking about the British Gorkha, let's take them as an example. Their children are highly westernized. They're exposed, they've lived in Hong Kong, they've lived in London, they come back to Nepal and they come back very westernized. So I have seen a lot of problems in that community because the parents are still very simple, you know, like they haven't changed or they haven't imbibed the Western values as such. Whereas these kids have. And I do see conflicts there. So, you know, the problem of sometimes even drug addiction, and they'll hide it. They'll hide it. They won't talk about it till it's really like, I've seen parents who've kept shut about and ignored their sons' or daughters' drug addiction till it's too late. And they feel it's something to be ashamed of still.
Last question, what do you think will happen to the caste system and traditions?
That I think will go. That I really think will go. Because the younger generation don't believe in it anymore. And one of the good things with the Maoist movement is they've really attacked the caste system in the grassroots.
I have an aunt who is from another caste, so she married into the family, and her family basically doesn't talk to her anymore. So, and she has, ever since she got married, they haven't talked to her. And she doesn't go to their house. I think she meets her sisters, but not her parents. And they've never come to a family function or anything like that. And she has a child now, but they still don't talk to her. I have a lot of arguments with my parents on the caste system because they believe really strongly in it, and I'm totally against it.
Why?
Because the caste is just like, once upon a time it was a way of differentiating the work, like the Nawars were the businessmen and all that stuff, but now it's become kind of like just a way of, it's a form of prejudice basically. And especially when my mom says, oh, this person is this caste, you shouldn't associate with them. It's like, to me, studying in this school is just so wrong to hear that. It's like saying, you're black, I don't want to talk, you shouldn't talk to them.
Exactly the same. How is it different?
Yeah, it's exactly the same. But that's why I just don't agree with it. But my parents don't see it that way, I don't think. And to me, when I think about it, it's just like saying that we want to be pure-blooded or something.
It's like breeding a racehorse.
Yeah, it's like, it reminds me of like Hitler, you know, like how he wanted,